What a bummer today was. I wish I knew what dialysis was. No, dialysis. It's exactly what I needed. What is this?
This is the world of dialysis treatments. By the end of this, you'll know everything you need to know about dialysis treatments.
That's amazing. I just got told that I need dialysis today.
Then this is the place for you, my friend.
Let's get started. What are the main types of dialysis?
There are actually 3 types of dialysis: hemodialysis, peritoneal dialysis, and CCRT. Start by explaining hemodialysis. The process involves removing blood throughout the body through an external machine.
They use this part of the machine called a dialyzer that removes waste and extra fluid. This is what your kidney usually does for you, but kidney failure prevents you from doing so. Because your kidney cannot function properly, cell waste builds up in their blood, and the dialyzer's job is to remove this waste.
What is the dialyzer you speak of?
This dialyzer is a 30-centimeter tube containing thin fibers.
These fibers are more important than you think. They play an important role in osmosis, where molecules move to an area in higher concentration. The semi-permeable membrane allows all this to happen by allowing certain molecules to pass through the cell.
Why are you talking about osmosis? Isn't that the filter my water goes through?
Technically, you are not wrong. Osmosis is the movement of fluids through the semi-permeable membrane. To make things simple, the dialysate acts as a hypertonic solution, and the cleaning of the blood turns to a hypotonic solution.
Well, this is interesting. But what is the solution that dialysis is trying to accomplish? My doctor tried explaining it, but I did not quite understand.
Dialysis is used to create an isotonic solution, which means the solute concentration is the same inside and outside of the cell. The osmosis allows the water to move back and forth at the same rate.
I think we should transition to the other types of dialysis. Let's start with the types of peritoneal dialysis. The 3 types of dialysis is continuous ambulatory peritoneal dialysis, continuous cycling peritoneal dialysis, and intermittent peritoneal dialysis, also known as CAPD and CCPD.
Dorothy! In this type of dialysis, they use the inside lining of your stomach to be used as a filter. They place a small tube in your stomach and they pump a cleaning fluid through this tube that collects the cell waste from your blood. The difference between the 3 types where and when you receive the treatment.
Let's talk about CCRT. This is the blood purification process that includes placing a special filter in the blood that removes the toxins and cell waste and returns the clean blood back to the body. It usually takes 24 hours, but it can help people with heart problems tolerate dialysis better.
I understand these types of dialysis, but I'm still unsure about the different solutions used throughout the process of dialysis. You also mentioned diffusion, which I did not completely understand.
Diffusion can be explained as the movement of particles from high concentration to low concentration. The amount of diffusion actually affects the type of solution that would be created.
Adding to what he said, hypertonic solutions is where the solute concentration is greater outside of the cell, and hypotonic is the opposite, which means the concentrate will be greater on the inside. Isotonic is what dialysis is trying to accomplish by balancing by solute concentrate outside of the cell. Oh God.
I'm still having trouble understanding. Do you think you could show me?
Yes, let's go right this way. Let's use raisins as our cell in this case and place them in different types of solutions. Let's start with the raisins in the 0.9 saline solution. In this case, the raisins stay the same because this 0.9 saline solution contains equal concentration of impermeable solids on either side of the membrane. Alright, let's look at the raisins over here. By placing it in distilled water, the raisins will swell. This happens because distilled water is 100% water and no salt. Since the raisin contains more salt than the water, the cell will look through osmosis and swell up. Finally, placing the swelled raisin in sugar water will allow the cell to shrink back to its original form. They shrink because in the hypertonic solution, the water moves out of the raisin, because in hypertonic solutions, the solution has less water concentrate and more solid concentrate. When the raisin was placed in the solution, the water moved out of the cell and caused the raisin to shrink back down.
This all makes total sense now. I'm glad I know what's going on inside of my body when I go back to the doctor again for my next dialysis.